The following wrestling exhibition requires discretionary viewer participation.
Hello again, fans. Our WL Saturday Night at Ringside Live. Snarl is back again this week, and we're just 2 days away from the 11th annual Halloween Brawl, so there's a whole lot happening tonight. Wally Cardell, Johnny Bianco, and of course, Hangman Tex Lynch, Snarl GM, in the booth for what's shaping up to be a wild night before Halloween Brawl in Philadelphia, Wrestlemania.
The card for Monday night in Philly is still taking shape, but a great many of the matches are already signed and sealed, including several title matches, the Halloween Brawl Ladies Costume Battle Royal, and a few big surprises will be on tap that night. And tonight's card, our last in Wilkes-Barre, is gonna be reflective of that.
You got that right, Johnny. Good evening, folks. How's everybody doing tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, we got 2 hours of great RWL mat action on tap. Stick around, it is gonna be wild, especially before Halloween Brawl.
Let's get the proverbial ball rolling with the first match tonight, with primetime Bobby Mills, back after a couple of months on the disabled list, looking to get back into the swing of things against Best of the West, Tex McKenzie. So let's go to Buck Morton for the introductions.
Good evening, fans. Welcome to a WL Snarl, our opening contest, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Dirty Dutch Mantell from Pinewood, West Virginia, weighing 243 pounds. Returning tonight after several weeks away, here's primetime Bobby Mills. 2 months out with injuries sustained in matches against MJ Ferrantino's teams of both the Vandal brothers and the Texas Hangman, but primetime is back. And the unholy trinity will probably be gunning for the Ferrantino group. But tonight's a tune-up for primetime against long-standing rival Tex McKenzie from Best of the West. There might be a little ring rust on primetime, but I'm sure Dutch Mantell will be ready to lend a hand if the need arises.
You bet there's gonna be fireworks between the unholy trinity and the Ferrantino group before very long. Tonight's just Primetime and Dutch, with Big Bob Duncombe not here this evening, but Primetime's big mad about losing to months' worth of competition.
And his opponent, accompanied by Jim Dandy Deacons from Dallas, Texas, weighing 270 pounds, he's the Lone Star Superstar, Tex McKenzie.
Do I even gotta say it, guys? I don't hold out a whole lot of hope for primetime Bobby Mills after 2 months away against the Lone Star Superstar Tex McKenzie with Jim Dandy Deacons at ringside. Funny enough, both these squads are missing one member. Big Bob Duncombe on the Unholy Trinity's not here, and Mid-South champion Billy White Moon is also not here. He will be defending that Mid-South title at Halloween Brawl. So right now, it's all about primetime Bobby Mills and Tex McKenzie. Well, all right, guys, let's see what a couple of months away has done for primetime Bobby Mills against the Lone Star Superstar Tex McKenzie. Referee Walt Rothburn rings the bell. Here we go. They charge. Both men miss their move. Whoa. Tex with a hard forearm, a kick to the leg of Primetime. Primetime puts on the brakes, delivers the knee to the midsection. McKenzie whipped to the corner by Primetime. Primetime turned around into the corner by Tex. A series of hard shots. Primetime counters with a kick. An elbow from Tex and a clothesline puts Primetime into the corner. By the ankles, a little alley-oop assist into a powerbomb. Well, here we go, Dutch Mantell. Like you said, Johnny, he ain't wasting no time getting involved. Getting into it with Tex McKenzie, stalling for time. Primetime back on his feet, a clothesline to the back of the head from Tex McKenzie, followed up with a stomp to the shoulder, a stomp to the midsection. The referee is down. Back on his feet shortly. Tex McKenzie Delivers a shot to the arm of Primetime Bobby Mills, followed up with a big old stomp from them boots. And here we go. Well, a rear chin lock, but too close to the rope, says the official. Primetime lines up the arm on Tex and snaps it. Primetime Bobby Mills whips McKenzie to the ropes. On elbow, takes McKenzie down, swing and a miss from Primetime. A forearm, a right, another right to Tex McKenzie, gets him down onto one knee. Oh man, neck breaker. A back body drop from Tex McKenzie to Primetime Bobby Mills. A knee to the midsection, followed up with a set of kicks to the chest, takes Primetime down to the canvas again. Primetime Bobby Mills counters with a right hand. A kick to the midsection to Tex McKenzie. Whoa! Nasty spinning neck breaker. And Primetime, oh, here we go. Dutch Mantell introducing a chair into the mix. He's hoping that referee gets that the hell out of there. A couple of clotheslines, a rebound off the ropes from Primetime, and a kick that backs Tex McKenzie into the corner. McKenzie counters with a couple of shots. Follows it up with a neck breaker, but doesn't connect. Whoa! Primetime hung up on the ropes. The referee fixing the turnbuckle. Dutch Mantell, a busy man. Tex McKenzie says, here, you want to use this on me. Gets rid of it quick before the ref sees it. A kick to the midsection. Tex McKenzie starts to unload with a series of hard shots to the head. Oh, man, right into the corner goes Primetime Bobby Mills. McKenzie sets him up on the top turnbuckle. Primetime looks like he's going to go for a ride. A top rope superplex. He don't need that after 2 months away. Tex McKenzie, 10 feet up, 10 feet down, and down goes Primetime Bobby Mills. Jim Dandy Deacons looking on. Man, well, this one's been intense from the word go. McKenzie gets Primetime back in there, and again, the referee fixing that turnbuckle that Dutch Mantell has messed with. Here we go, a cover in the hook of the leg from Tex. 1, 2. Man, Primetime finds his way out of the pin. A kick to the side of the head from Tex McKenzie. A kick to the midsection from Primetime. An arm drag from Tex McKenzie. Tex with an elbow. A clubbing overhand right to Primetime Bobby Mills right in front of Dutch Mantell. Follows that up with a stomp. The Lone Star Superstar countered by Primetime Bobby Mills. A drop kick that doesn't quite find the mark. Tex McKenzie rounds Primetime up over his shoulder and hangs him up the top rope. Down goes Primetime Bobby Mills. A leg drop, a big old leg drop from McKenzie. And now Tex plays in a stump puller on Primetime Bobby Mills, stretching that right leg for all it's worth. Referee Walt Rothburn monitoring the situation, but Primetime slips his way out of the hold. McKenzie caught up by Primetime, slaps the hand away. Tex with a clothesline, takes Primetime down and out to the floor. Goes Primetime Bobby Mills. Tex McKenzie standing tall right now. Referee starts the count on Primetime. Here we go. Tex McKenzie taking it to the outside. Primetime not having any of it. Rolls him back inside the ring. Clubbing overhand right and another and a third. Tex McKenzie counters. Winds up hung up on the top rope by Primetime Bobby Mills. Primetime drags him towards center ring. Goes for the cover here. 1. Nope. Not even 1. Man. Primetime with another right. A fireman's carry from Tex McKenzie. McKenzie smashes Primetime's head into the far left turnbuckle. Here's a kick from Primetime. Here's a shot to the back. A forearm. Primetime Bobby Mills turns Tex around, whips him over the top rope out onto the floor. Now, the momentum shifts have been fast and furious in this one so far. McKenzie, rounded up by Primetime Bobby Mills, counters with a kick to the midsection, rolls his way back inside the ring. Here comes Primetime right after him. Turns him around. Dragon Sleeper. Slaps the hand away again. Takes McKenzie with a loop fest, pressing a series of hard right hands to the head of Primetime Bobby Mills. Primetime gathered up again by McKenzie. Another set of, oh, look at this, a little bit of fancy moving right here. And a final hard right takes Primetime down to the canvas. Tex McKenzie swings and misses with the clothesline. There's a clothesline from Primetime that takes McKenzie down. A right from Primetime. A jawjacker that drops Tex McKenzie to the canvas. McKenzie catches a stomp to the arm from Primetime Bobby Mills, who's starting to look maybe a little bit fatigued here. And why not? This match has been crazy. Look at this. Belly-to-belly suplex from Oh, Tex McKenzie getting into it with Dutch Mantell again. Well, you were right, Johnny. Seems like Primetime needed a little bit of assistance, and Dutch Mantell certainly delivered that. Russian leg sweep inverted slams McKenzie face first into the canvas. Primetime Bobby Mills rounds him up again. Tex McKenzie goes around, counters with a kick to the leg. Primetime caught up, a quick counter and a neck breaker from Primetime Bobby Mills. Mills rounds up Tex McKenzie. Hard whip into the corner. Here comes Primetime. Oh, here we go. A set of machine gun punches from Primetime Bobby Mills, followed up with an uppercut forearm. A boot to the chest, and now driving the knee into the chest of Tex McKenzie. Primetime Bobby Mills perhaps looking a little bit fatigued at this point. And why not? This match has been insane. This ain't good. Primetime stalking Tex McKenzie here. And whoa! What an elbow. A hard one took McKenzie down to the canvas. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man, I don't believe it. Primetime Bobby Mills picking up the win by pinfall.
The time, 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Primetime Bobby Mills.
Well, I guess that forces me to shut the hell up. I guess Primetime Bobby Mills has been doing a little bit of training before he gets back in here, because to me this was an upset win over Tex McKenzie. Unbelievable. Primetime Bobby Mills back in the unholy trinity, and well, I guess we'll be seeing a whole lot more of them in the upcoming weeks.
There you have it, folks. Primetime's back with a vengeance, and I'll bet you anything MJ Ferrantino was watching. And we'll be back with our next match right after the break. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started.
Snarl continues now, and up next, to Masters. The master of the Diamond Cutter, Diamond Dallas Page, with DDP, facing the master of Japanese strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura, in one-on-one competition. Our next contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from the Jersey Shore, weighing 235 pounds, here is Diamond Dallas Page.
DDP, a legit legend in our business. Wrestler, manager, coach, trainer, Diamond Dallas Page has done it all. Here tonight in his capacity as the master of the Diamond Cutter. And it's gonna be a fiery confrontation between himself and Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura's unorthodox style could prove a challenge for DDP. But on the flip side, Page knows every trick in the book inside that squared circle. So I'm expecting a hella good match.
No doubt DDP is one of the all-time greats, but if he makes a single mistake, Nakamura's gonna exploit it and make him pay for it.
His opponent from the land of the rising sun, weighing 215 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura. The opponents have never encountered one another in the past, so that's going to make this one a pretty crazy game of chess between them. Calling a winner here is tough, but I'm leaning towards DDP, based solely on experience and nothing else.
And for those of you scratching your heads about the crowd noise, they are not booing Shinsuke Nakamura, they are singing to Shinsuke Nakamura. That's how popular this man is. The master of Japanese strong style, and his unorthodox methods are definitely going to prove a challenge for DDP.
We're used to seeing Nakamura partnered with Akira Tozawa in tags, but Nakamura is a badass all by himself as well. An interesting juxtaposition of techniques in this one-on-one encounter. And it's gonna make for a terrific matchup. Diamond Dallas Page had better be giving this opponent his full attention, or it'll be lights out for DDP.
Man, check this guy out. He is one limber individual. Shinsuke Nakamura, man. See that last bit he just did? If I tried that, I'd need help standing back up. Nakamura and DDP, this is going to be a wild one. The master of the Diamond Cutter and the master of Japanese strong style, like you pointed out at the beginning, this is going to be an excellent matchup. And would you listen to that? Sounds like we got ourselves a fully divided house in this match. Referee Walt Rothburn rings the bell. Here we go. DDP locks it up with Nakamura. Escorts him towards the ropes. Diamond Dallas Page with a chop across the chest. Drapes the leg over the middle rope and starts playing tug of war like he wants to take that sucker home. Diamond Dallas Page locks it up with Nakamura again. Whips him to the far left corner. There's a driving knee into the midsection of Shinsuke Nakamura. A running face wash, a boot to the face to Nakamura. Page quickly making his way to the top turnbuckle here. He's going to wait for Shinsuke Nakamura to stand himself on up. Here we go. Double axe handle finds the mark right across the head of Shinsuke Nakamura, followed up with a stomp to the midsection and a rolling elbow to the back. Diamond Dallas Page misses with that elbow the second time around. Nakamura with a kick right to the face of Diamond Dallas Page, followed up with a clubbing overhand right. Slams DDP's head down to the canvas. Nakamura into an armbar on DDP. Diamond Dallas Page suddenly losing the momentum here. Real quick, Nakamura delivering stomps to the head of Diamond Dallas Page all the way up on the middle rope. Makes the dive, drops the knee right into the head of DDP. And quickly turning him over and going for the pin. One. And only just one. Diamond Dallas Page gathered back up by Nakamura. A kick, a chop, a right. DDP spun around into a sleeper hold with the legs locked. Diamond Dallas Page, pure power, fighting his way out. A couple of elbows to the head of Nakamura. And Page is free again. DDP locks him up, has him over the shoulder, hangs him up off the top rope. And again, the momentum shifts real quick. There's an elbow drop from Diamond Dallas Page. Shinsuke Nakamura whipped over the top rope, out onto the floor. DDP. And this time he's going to head on outside too. Referee's already counting Shinsuke Nakamura. The count restarted with DDP on the outside. Diamond Dallas Page starts going to work on the floor on Shinsuke Nakamura. As you heard at the beginning, man, we got a split house here. Hard right hands to the head of Shinsuke Nakamura. Diamond Dallas Page again drives the knee. Oh, man. Face first into the floor. Went Nakamura on that one. Diamond Dallas Page drives Nakamura into the ring steps. Quickly rounds him back up. Hurls him towards the other side of the ring. The referee still counting. Whoa! Big time miss with the elbow. Nakamura misses with the drop kick. And finally, order restored. Everybody back in the ring. DDP goes behind. Hard shot to the back of Shinsuke Nakamura. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. Here's a duck under from DDP. There's a leapfrog. Here comes Nakamura. And whoa, 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 whoa. Did you see that? Whoa. He went for a hell of a ride right there. One. That was a beautiful move by Diamond Dallas Page. Nakamura rounded up. One arm slam to the canvas by Diamond Dallas Page. Another running kick from Nakamura takes DDP down to the mat. Nakamura shows DDP the corner, head first into the turnbuckle, now putting a boot to the throat of Diamond Dallas Page. The momentum shifts have been fast and frequent in this matchup so far. Shinsuke Nakamura with a blatant choke. Little chokey on Diamond Dallas Page. He denies it. Plausible deniability, as they like to say. Oh, man. This Shinsuke Nakamura locks up DDP, whips him to the far left corner. He's got him up over the shoulder. Big Tom scoop slam from Nakamura. Takes himself all the way up to the middle rope. Diamond Dallas Page stands himself up. Here we go. Oh, man. What an elbow right to the face of Diamond Dallas Page. Shinsuke Nakamura rallying his fans for sure. And he's got them. There's a lot of them here tonight. Diamond Dallas Page catches a stomp from Nakamura. A kick right to the head. DDP rolls to the outside. Nakamura in hot pursuit gets a hold of him. DDP winds up the arm. Oh, man, look at this. Tried for the diamond cutter on the outside, but didn't get it. DDP locks him up, drives Nakamura into the ring steps again. And it seems like we were just here a minute or two ago. Another jumping elbow to the chest of Shinsuke Nakamura as referee Walt Rothburn continues to count, trying to get the boys back inside the ring. DDP obliges him, rolls Shinsuke Nakamura back inside. And here comes Diamond Dallas Page. Gathers Nakamura up, misses with the jab. Don't know how he did that. DDP again with a one-arm slam to Nakamura. Nakamura quickly getting back up on his feet. DDP with a running shoulder takes him right back down. Oh man, Diamond Dallas Page is fired up. DDP, there's the Diamond Cutter. He nailed it. Shinsuke Nakamura could be out to lunch at this point. Diamond Dallas Page covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and just like that, this one is all over Diamond Dallas Page, defeating Shinsuke Nakamura by pinfall. Let's get the official time.
5 minutes and 30 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Diamond Dallas Page.
Well, how about that DDP wrapping this one up fairly quickly, and none the worse for wear against Shinsuke Nakamura, the master of the Diamond Cutter. And, well, he used that Diamond Cutter to some considerable effect right here, as you can see in the replay. Nakamura's down, and here it comes. A beautifully delivered Diamond Cutter, and that put the lights out for Shinsuke Nakamura, allowing DDP to get the pinfall. Folks, we'll be right back with more RWL Snarl right after the break.
For the past 10 years, the brawl has come, and each more garish than the previous one. And yet, the things we have passed to see won't compare to this Halloween. Good and evil shall collide, and you are forced to choose a side. Light or dark, the choice is yours. Witness fury, blood, and gore. Who will win? No one can say. When the monsters of the ring come out to play. So, come one, come all, who creep and crawl to the 11th annual Halloween Brawl.
Starting Monday, October the 27th.
Alright folks, coming up next, our first tag team match of the evening, and it is a killer. The Great Khali, the Punjabi Nightmare, and the Human Wrecking Machine Zeus joining forces again to face Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors.
This next tag team contest, set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Eric Bischoff. At a combined weight of 656 pounds, the team of the Great Khali and the Human Wrecking Machine, Zeus.
Eric Bischoff and his only 2 clients have racked up a pretty significant number of wins and earned them a tag team championship match recently. And while they didn't win that one, Zeus and Khali have definitely been on the upward climb lately. Question is, do they have what it's gonna take to take down Hawk and Animal? I don't really see them pulling it off against possibly the greatest tag team in the history of our sport.
Me neither, but we shall see.
Their opponents from Chicago, Illinois, at a combined weight of 575 pounds, here are Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors.
Maybe 2 of the meanest things ever to come out of the city of Chicago. Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors, multi-time tag team champions everywhere they have ever competed. High impact, high power all the way. And they've got a tall order against them tonight, against Zeus and the Great Khali, although Hawk and Animal don't look terribly worried, I gotta say.
Trained by the legendary Eddie Sharkey, Hawk and Animal are still, pound for pound, one of the toughest tag teams in all of pro wrestling, and they don't scare, ever. Eric Bischoff signed his boys to this match, fine and well and good, but if he thought their size and power would intimidate the Road Warriors, the guy should have his head examined.
What for? They'd never find anything in there. Zeus and Khali versus the Road Warriors. Man, this is going to be one of their toughest challenges yet. The Great Khali and Road Warrior Hawk starting this match off. Referee Tom Kanamura rings the bell, and here we go. Hawk shoved away by Khali. A shoulder tackle doesn't take Hawk down. He's going to try for a bear hug instead. A submission this early is never going to work. Road Warrior Hawk Tags him with a couple of elbows. Follows that up with a double ear clap, and he's loose again. Running boot doesn't even take Khali down. Damn, look at this. The Great Khali with Road Warrior Hawk all the way up. Oh man, military press drops center ring to Road Warrior Hawk as he turns it over to the human wrecking machine Zeus. Hawk fails to connect with the clothesline. A cheap shot from the Great Khali. Zeus and Hawk tussle. Whoa! The choke toss doesn't quite find it. There's a running kick from Hawk. He's got him up. Inverted atomic drop to the lower regions. A headbutt takes Zeus down to the canvas. And here comes Road Warrior Animal on the tag. Animal takes a kick to the face from Zeus. Clubbing overhand right. He rounds him up from behind. German release suplex from the human wrecking machine. And he steps out and tags in the Great Khali again. The Punjabi Nightmare moves in. Catches a boot, but still isn't taken down. Damn! A knee to the midsection. Animal whips Khali to the ropes. Hip toss. Takes him down. Animal goes for the cover. One. Not even a one. Road Warrior Animal returns to work here. A series of hard right hands to the head of the Punjabi Nightmare. Road Warrior Animal turns it over to Hawk. Both teams tagging very efficiently. This match is going to be a popular. Whoa! Running clothesline from Hawk. Running drop kick takes Khali down to the canvas again. A hard kick to the back to the Great Khali. And one more time, here comes Animal again. The Great Khali outside on the apron. Road Warrior Animal charges. Fails to connect with the shoulder tackle. The Great Khali steps over the top rope. A clothesline takes him down for sure, though. A stomp to the midsection from Road Warrior Animal. Zeus begging for the tag here. But Animal putting the boots to the leg of the Great Khali. Khali with a hard right. Elbows to the midsection to Road Warrior Hawk from the Great Khali. The Punjabi Nightmare rounds him up and oh man, what a slam face first into the canvas. Khali steps out. Here comes Zeus again. Eric Bischoff very big on his one and only tag team lately, and they have been racking up their share of wins recently. A headbutt from Road Warrior Animal. Animal has him up in a front cradle, but a shift of the weight quickly turns that around, and Zeus has Animal on the canvas, follows it up with big boots right to the face. Here's a quick cover and a hook of the leg. One, but nope. Road Warrior Animal finds his way out of the pin. Double ear clap from Zeus doesn't really do much. Zeus whipped to the corner. Animal fails to connect with the running splash. Zeus misses with his charge. Clubbing overhand right from Animal, followed up with a stomp to the back. And here comes Road Warrior Hawk again. Man, these teams, just amazing. Here we go. Animal whipped to the corner by Zeus. He charges, running splash, takes Animal down to the canvas. And now Zeus turns it over to the Great Khali again. Running clothesline takes Hawk down. Running basement dropkick takes him down again. And Hawk rolls to the outside. The Great Khali up on the top turnbuckle. A big old chop to the top of the head of Road Warrior Hawk. Hawk counters with a dragon screw. Referee already counting. Hawk rounds him up. Kick to the midsection and a DDT on the floor face first. Ow. Man. Okay. Road Warrior Hawk catches a knee to the midsection. Counters with a knee to the midsection. Takes himself back inside the ring. Oh, look at this. Hawk going after Zeus, but it was no good. The Great Khali on Dream Street. Referee counting. Road Warrior Hawk rounded up by Zeus and driven into the ring steps. The Great Khali still stunned. Eric Bischoff looking on like, what the hell's going on here? A counter from Hawk. Zeus returns to his corner. Animal catches a shoulder from the Great Khali. Hawk with a kick to the midsection to Zeus on the outside. The referee begging him to get back in there, but no good. Oh man, Zeus smashed into the apron and to the side of the ring. The Great Khali charges, fails to connect with the shoulder tackle. Hawk back inside the ring. They lock up. Khali whips Hawk to the ropes. Back body drop to Road Warrior Hawk. Down he goes center ring. The Great Khali Rounds him up again. Sets him up for another bear hug center ring. No ropes to get to. Tom Canamura watching the thing carefully. Road Warrior Hawk. One more time. With elbows to the side of the head of the Great Khali. Gets himself free from the bear hug. Running DDT. Takes the Punjabi Nightmare down to the mat again. Road Warrior Hawk moves in. Hawk escorts Khali to his team's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle goes the Great Khali. Here's a tag to Road Warrior Animal. Here comes a double team from the Road Warriors. Up on the middle rope. A double axe handle to the arm. Zeus getting directly involved. Look at this. Animal says, here, how you like a taste of your own medicine? There's a bear hug for you. And then he rounds up. Oh, man, the Great Khali into a bear hug center ring. And the Great Khali flailing. The referee checking things out. Road Warrior Animal squeezing for all he's worth. But the Great Khali, taking a page out of their own book, counters and escapes the bear hug. Khali locks up Animal. Escorts him towards his team's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. He goes. Here's a tag to Zeus. Here comes a double team. A kick to the ribs from the Human Wrecking Machine. They lock up. Knee to the midsection from Zeus to Animal. Animal gathered up over the shoulder. Tossed towards the corner. There's a stomp to the head from Zeus. Zeus, one more time, putting the boots to Road Warrior Animal. Animal gathered up again by Zeus. Kick to the midsection. Has him up. And whoa, whatever the hell kind of suplex that was different. It sure seemed to do the job, though. The Great Khali watching as Zeus takes himself to the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Diving headbutt to Road Warrior Animal. Animal's motionless. This could be bad right here. One. Road Warrior Hawk there to save his partner. The Great Khali catches a knee to the midsection from Hawk. Zeus delivers a kick to the midsection to Hawk. Has him up over the shoulders for the powerbomb, and there it is. Road Warrior Animal finally snaps out of it, gets back inside the ring. Zeus waiting for him. There's a right that spins Animal around. He goes behind on Road Warrior Animal. Takes him down with an inverted DDT. Both Road Warriors laid out at the present time. All the advantage to Zeus and Khali. A right from Animal. A right from Zeus. A collision with no result. A right and a left from Animal. He's got him up. Rib breaker to the Human Wrecking Machine as Animal goes for the pin here. One. Oh, Zeus showing some uncharacteristic ring awareness. Reached out for that rope hot, quick, and in a hurry. Wow. Road Warrior Animal stalking the Human Wrecking Machine. He tags in the Great Khali. Khali with a karate chop to the head of Road Warrior Animal, and Animal's laid out. The Great Khali starts twisting the head and neck of Road Warrior Animal. Trying to unscrew his head, slams him down to the canvas, follows that up with a stomp to the midsection. Khali all on his own, drops a knee into the back of Animal. No Zeus for an assist here. Khali quickly going for a pin. 1, 2. On near fall, but Animal getting the left shoulder up in time. The Great Khali stalking Road Warrior Animal here. Has him up, double choke lift, but a gouge of the eyes from Road Warrior Animal. Animal goes behind on the Great Khali, hard shot to the back. Goes behind on him again, delivers another one. Whips the Great Khali to the ropes, and an elbow takes Khali down to the mat. The Great Khali now on the canvas and taking quite a beating at the hands of Road Warrior Animal, who turns it over to Road Warrior Hawk. And the Great Khali still isn't up yet. Here he goes. Hawk right there waiting for him. Tries for the neck breaker, gets shoved away by the Great Khali. Running clothesline, swings and misses. Animal with another inverted atomic drop to the lower regions. Here's another cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Wow, this match has been on fire already. Almost halfway over and still no sign of a winner. Hawk caught from behind by the Great Khali before he can make a tag. Here's a headbutt to the back of the head of Road Warrior Hawk. The Great Khali slams him down the canvas again, preventing the tag. Khali drives a knee into the head of Road Warrior Hawk. A cheap shot from Animal. From the outside, the Great Khali decides maybe he's had enough. He's going to turn it over to Zeus, but a clothesline prevents the tag here. A cheap shot from Zeus. Zeus begging for the tag, and here it is. It is too late. Here comes the Human Wrecking Machine. Running boot fails to connect for Hawk. Hawk catches the shoulder tackle from Zeus. Eric Bischoff rallying the troops here. German release suplex from Zeus to Road Warrior Hawk. Here comes the Great Khali again on the tag. Hawk back up on his feet. Locks it up with Khali. Gets a hold of him. whips him over the top rope out onto the floor at the feet of the human wrecking machine. Hawk tries for the shoulder tackle on Zeus, but no dice. He quickly countered. The Great Khali makes his way back in. Hawk with a running DDT, dropping the Great Khali on the top of that big old head, clubbing overhand right from Road Warrior Hawk as he steps out and turns it over to Animal again. The Great Khali back to a standing position here. Running boot fails to find the mark. The Great Khali whips him to the ropes. A collision with no result. Clothesline fails to find the mark. Khali smashes Animal's head into the corner turnbuckle. Here comes Zeus again. Another double team. Another kick to the ribs for Road Warrior Animal as the human wrecking machine takes over one more time. He's going to try for that bear hug, this time on Animal. Tom Kanemaru keeping an eye on things, but here comes Road Warrior Hawk to break up the submission. The Great Khali gets a hold of Hawk, whips him over the top rope out on the floor. Road Warrior Animal rolls to the outside. The human wrecking machine making a beeline for Animal. And here he comes, running. Facebuster from Zeus. Come on. Zeus rolls Animal inside. Zeus makes his way to the top turnbuckle. Animal's laid out center ring. Here we go. Another diving headbutt right to the midsection of Road Warrior Animal. Zeus calling for a possible choke slam here. Here's the Goozle. He's got him by the throat. Here's a DDT from Hawk to the Great Khali. A running DDT to Zeus from Animal. This match, crazy. All the way up on the top turnbuckle. Here comes Animal, waiting for Zeus to stand himself on up. Here we go. Whoa. Flying clothesline. Here's a cover from Animal. 1, 2. Another near fall. Zeus getting that shoulder all the way up so the ref could see it. Eric Bischoff monitoring the situation from outside. So far hasn't really interfered too much. Here comes Road Warrior Hawk again. Locks it up with Zeus. Zeus whips him to the ropes. Running clothesline. Takes Hawk down to the canvas. Here's another quick cover from the human wrecking machine. 1. Only just a 1. The Great Khali nowhere to be seen at the present time. He is on his own. The human wrecking machine with a couple of clubbing rights and a headbutt to Road Warrior Hawk. Here's a stomp. The Great Khali back at his tag corner. A right, a left, and a toss across the ring to Road Warrior Hawk from the human wrecking machine. Zeus rounds him up again. Escorts him towards his team's corner. Hit first into the turnbuckle. Goes Road Warrior Hawk. Hawk counters with an elbow. Catches a cheap shot from the Great Khali. Zeus goes behind on him. Gets him right back into the corner again. Again, Hawk refusing it. Counters with an elbow. Rounds up Zeus. Scoop slams him. And here comes Eric Bischoff, who pretty much doesn't like what he's seeing so far. And Animal giving him a few choice words. Meanwhile, Zeus is still laid out. Hawk returns to work here. Rounds up the human wrecking machine. A kick to the midsection. Sets up the neckbreaker and nails it. Zeus caught all of it. Road Warrior Hawk covers, but a little bit too close to the opposing team side. The Great Khali right there to break it up. Animal gets a hold of the Great Khali. Hard shot to the midsection. Animal whips Khali to the outside. Road Warrior Hawk tussles with Zeus up in a front cradle. Zeus slams him into the turnbuckle and hurls him towards the ring. The human wrecking machine. Look at this, stomping the hands and fingers of Road Warrior Hawk. And again, the Great Khali nowhere to be seen, not at his tag corner. Zeus has to do this all by himself so far. And there's a shoulder claw to Road Warrior Hawk from Zeus. Animal's seen enough. He comes in and breaks up the hold. Road Warrior Hawk slow to get standing up again. There's a stomp to the chest and a kick to the back from Zeus. Zeus swings and misses, gets a hold of Hawk. Hawk counters it, has him up. One arm slams him, and that took power. Here comes Animal again on the tag. Zeus back to a standing position, center ring. Catches a running DDT on the top of that big old dome. And Animal going to go after Khali too. Brings him back into the ring the hard way. Zeus on the outside collecting himself. Clubbing overhand right to the Great Khali. Animal tags in Hawk again. Zeus back in the ring. Locks it up with Hawk. Catches a knee to the midsection. They lock up again. A knee to the midsection from Zeus. Zeus whips Hawk to the ropes. A clothesline takes Hawk down. The Great Khali has spent a lot of time laid out in this match so far. Road Warrior Hawk on the outside. Animal caught up by Zeus. Beats to the Bodran. 10 shots to the chest. And Road Warrior Animal, he's going to take a fall to the outside when this one's all over. The Great Khali still laid out. What a match. Now both Road Warriors laid out again. Hawk back up on his feet. Zeus with a right and a left. He's got Hawk up. Back body drops him. Animal's laid out. The Great Khali finally back to a standing position here on the inside. An elbow from Road Warrior Hawk. Misses with the running kick. Zeus goes behind on him. Has him up. Scoop, inverted scoop slam. Face first into the floor. Zeus makes his way back in the ring. The ref counting Road Warrior Hawk. Here comes the Great Khali on the tag. Hawk finally back to a standing position. Animal still laid out. What a match we have had here so far. Running shoulder from Hawk. Takes care of Zeus. The Great Khali makes his way back inside the ring. Hawk whips him to the ropes. Gets a hold of him and winds up the arm. And here we go. Hammerlock. A couple of shots to the midsection from the Great Khali disengages Hawk. They lock up a headbutt. Takes Hawk down to the mat. The Great Khali drags Hawk towards center. Thinks he might have a pin maybe? I don't know. Here's a stomp to the face of Road Warrior Hawk. The Great Khali with that vicious karate chop with that big old hand. And now he's going to go for the cover and hook the leg, but Road Warrior Animal right there to break it up before even the count of one. The Great Khali rounds up Hawk again. Double choke lift, and oh man, what a slam. Here's another cover, and again Animal breaks up the pin on the Great Khali. Khali takes a walk on the midsection of Road Warrior Hawk. A kick to the back. Zeus better take himself back to the outside. Meanwhile, the Great Khali counters Hawk with an elbow. Charges, they collide with no result. A throat chop fails to find the mark, and elbow does. Another double choke lift, and he is just strangling Road Warrior Hawk. Animal has to break that one up. The Great Khali gets a hold of Animal, whips him out to the outside again. Hawk on the outside on the other side of the ring with Zeus approaching. There's a stomp to the leg of Road Warrior Hawk by Zeus. The Great Khali biding his time inside the ring. Eric Bischoff has introduced a chair into the mix, and that ain't good. The Great Khali slowly making his way to the top turnbuckle as the ref gets rid of the chair. Khali makes the dive. There's an elbow across the back of Road Warrior Hawk. Khali rolls him over, goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Shut up! I do not believe it. Zeus and the Great Khali have defeated the Road Warriors.
The time, 17 minutes and 56 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, Zeus and the Great Khali.
Guys, we may have just seen the single greatest upset of the evening. Zeus and the Great Khali picking up an almost unbelievable win over the Road Warriors. Eric Bischoff's got to be proud of his boys, but I'm still sitting here with my jaw on the floor. And here's the replay. The Great Khali goes there on Road Warrior Hawk with that elbow across the back, and that was enough for the 1, 2, 3. We'll be right back with more RWL Snarl right after this. Well, gang, it wouldn't be a proper edition of RWL Snarl without a title match, so let's close out the first hour with the Mid-Atlantic Championship on the line as Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, prepares to defend the Mid-Atlantic title against Ox Baker.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit and is for the RWL Mid-Atlantic Championship.
Man, oh man alive, what a title match this is gonna be. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff's way proud of the Mid-Atlantic title, winning it, losing it to Stone Cold Steve Austin, then winning it back in a brutal campaign against the Texas Rattlesnake. On the other side of things, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling finally gets the Oxa title shot, something that hasn't really happened all that often for any of the members of his stable, outside of maybe superstar Billy Graham and Jesse Ventura. You can be sure the Wiz will intercede on Baker's behalf with that Mid-Atlantic title hanging in the balance.
The Ox is one nasty customer all on his own, without the Wizard backing him up. Orndorff's got a tough job ahead of him in this championship matchup. but he's proven himself a stubborn opponent over and over again.
That's what I think too, but Ox Baker, like we say, and that hard punch of his, oh boy, that's going to be a tall order from Mr. Wonderful. And here he is now, the RWO Mid-Atlantic Champion, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And he is absolutely in love with that Mid-Atlantic title. The only other person I can think of is Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote, and the Joyce Grable Memorial title, Mr. Wonderful, sharing a similar feeling for the Mid-Atlantic belt. He is not scared of Ox Baker, I'll tell you that much. And he's looking forward to this matchup, and he's going to try and defend the Mid-Atlantic title to the best of his ability.
Orndorff's no-nonsense approach to his opponents means that Ox Baker can't afford to make any mistakes, can't afford to underestimate Orndorff's abilities. Because once he gets an opponent at a disadvantage, he just doesn't let up. He's proven his mean streak and his relentless attack style before against Stone Cold, who only held the Mid-Atlantic title for a fairly short run before Orndorff wore him down with repeated attacks. Even Austin himself admitted, and I quote, that Orndorff's one tough son of a bitch. And from Austin, that's a rave.
Introducing first the challenger, accompanied by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 302 pounds, here is Ox Baker. His opponent from Orlando, Florida, weighing 256 pounds, the reigning RWL Mid-Atlantic Champion, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
The capacity crowd here in Wilkes-Barre behind Paul Orndorff absolutely 100% as he turns over the Mid-Atlantic title to referee Tom Canamora. This is going to be a crazy matchup. Ox Baker determined to get that Mid-Atlantic title away from Orndorff. Let's see if he can do it. Mr. Wonderful has been guarding that Mid-Atlantic title with his life. Let's see how he does tonight against Ox Baker. Referee Tom Canamora rings the bell. They come center ring. Ox with a hard right hand to Orndorff goes behind. Look at this. Vice grip. Blocking the flow of blood to the brain of Mr. Wonderful. And down he goes. Ox Baker catches an enziguri from Paul Orndorff. Orndorff rounds up the Ox. Ox counter, slaps the hand away, delivers the kick to the midsection. Hard right hand takes Mr. Wonderful down to the canvas. Ox Baker gouges the eyes. Rounds up Mr. Wonderful. Hard whip to the ropes into a power slam center ring. Beautifully executed. Ox Baker taking himself all the way topside here. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, center ring. Gets to a standing position. Here comes the Ox shoulder. Takes Orndorff down to the mat. Ox Baker rounds him up again. Wonderful. Puts on the brakes, delivers the knee, delivers the jab, locks up Ox Baker. The forearm takes him down to the canvas. Misses with the drop kick, does Orndorff. Misses with the drop kick, does Ox Baker. An elbow from Ox Baker, backs off Orndorff. Orndorff with a jab, a right, and a hip toss from Ox Baker. Fast-paced match already. Wow. All right. Both men on the outside now with the referee starting the count. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff with a snap suplex on Ox Baker. There's a fist drop from Mr. Wonderful. Followed up with a stomp. Ox Baker on the defensive here. He quickly stands back up. Orndorff misses with the charge. Ox Baker backing off, getting himself back inside the ring. Here comes Mr. Wonderful as well. Now look at this. Up into a bear hug. Ox Baker trying to squeeze a win out of Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. But Orndorff already on to him. Couple of elbows and a double ear clap, and that's that. Clothesline puts Ox in the corner. A stomp to the gut on another. Ox Baker counters, gets himself up out of the corner. Misses with the drop kick. Orndorff rolls out of the way. A gouge of the eyes to Mr. Wonderful, and a nasty one too. Hard whip to the ropes. Misses with the elbow. Ox Baker puts on the brakes. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, Rounds the big guy up over his shoulders. Man, that's some power right there. Hangs him up off the top rope, and down he goes. There's a stomp to the head from Mr. Wonderful. Paul Orndorff tags him with another fist drop, and the momentum has shifted towards Mr. Wonderful. Paul Orndorff locks up Ox Baker. Has him all the way up. Long vertical suplex from Mr. Wonderful. There's a kick to the head from Ox Baker. And again, Ox trying for that bear hug one more time. Tom Canamora keeping an eye on things. I don't think it's going to do any good. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, again, finding his way out of the submission hold here. Orndorff with a Luthes press and a set of hard right hands to the head of Ox Baker. Here's a cover from Orndorff. 1, 2. Nope, no good. Again, the Mid-Atlantic title on the line. Mr. Wonderful tries to lay in the abdominal stretch, but it countered. A hip toss from Ox Baker. Here's a cover. 1. Not even a 1. Orndorff catches a stomp to the head from Ox Baker. Orndorff counters with a dragon screw. The Grand Wizard of Wrestling with a whole lot riding on this match, with Ox Baker with a chance to win the Mid-Atlantic title and finally bring a championship to his stable. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, takes himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Here's a big crossbody dive. Big old splash to Ox Baker. And Mr. Wonderful goes, see, he ain't got a chance, man. Wow. The crowd in Wilkes-Barre firmly behind Mr. Wonderful. Hard right. Spins Ox Baker around. A hard shot to the back from Orndorff. Orndorff goes behind again. Has him up. Back suplex. Mr. Wonderful rallying the fans here in Wilkes-Barre. Ox Baker is laid out. There's a stomp to the midsection. Ox Baker counter, slams Orndorff face first into the mat. Big elbow drop to the chest of Paul Orndorff. Ox Baker busted open. There's a headbutt to Mr. Wonderful. Ox Baker covered. 1. But no good, not even a 1. Orndorff rolls to the outside for a quick reset. There's a clothesline that takes Orndorff down. Clubbing overhand right from Ox Baker. Those big old hands. There's a slam to the canvas and a stomp to the back. And there's another fist drop from Mr. Wonderful. Paul Orndorff currently in control of things at the moment. Turns Ox Baker around and drives a couple of knees into the leg of Ox Baker. Mr. Wonderful countered by Ox Baker. Quickly back up to a standing position. Ox Baker locks him up. Front cradle into a rib breaker. The Ox moving around kind of slow here. He comes out after Orndorff. Orndorff with a running crossbody takes him down to the floor. Referee Tom Canamora already counting. There's a dragon screw from Ox Baker to Paul Orndorff. Again, Orndorff with the enziguri, a foot right to the side of the head of Ox Baker. A stomp to the back of the head. Referee trying to get these guys back in the ring. And finally, Ox Baker's rolled in as Mr. Wonderful takes the long way home right past the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. Takes himself back inside the ring. Ox Baker's laid out center. Baker rounded up by Orndorff, kick to the midsection. And Mr. Wonderful with a spinning pile driver. This could be it right here. Here's a cover. 1, 2. Oh, now. Ox Baker powering out of the pin. Orndorff gathers him up again. Ox Baker with a quick counter and a kick to the midsection gets a hold of Orndorff. Hard right hand takes Mr. Wonderful down to the mat. There's a stomp to the arm of Mr. Wonderful. Orndorff quickly back up. Ox Baker catches the kick to the midsection. Spins Orndorff around with the right. Goes behind on him. Hard shot to the back. Goes behind on him again. Does it one more time. Orndorff whipped to the ropes. Ox Baker with a back body drop to Mr. Wonderful. The Ox again getting ready to go air off the top turnbuckle here. And again waiting for Mr. Wonderful to stand up. He does, and here comes the double axe handle right across the head of Mr. Wonderful. Orndorff gathered up again by Ox Baker, and no. Here it goes. Oh, there's the heart punch. That ain't good. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. 3, and another upset as Ox Baker becomes the new RWL Mid-Atlantic Champion. Shut up!
The time, 7 minutes and 17 seconds. Your winner by pinfall and the new Mid-Atlantic Champion, Ox Baker.
Well, cut off my junk and call me Stumpy. I do not believe it. The Grand Wizard is in all his glories as Ox Baker becomes the new Mid-Atlantic Champion. And he's just made a bitter enemy out of Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. You're going to see these two going at it again. Folks, that takes care of our first half tonight. We'll be back with the second half right after this brief intermission. Don't you go away. It's just going to get better.